Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and hopefully my voice sounds okay today. I think I've pretty much come down with the flu. I'm pretty heavily congested, but I'm making videos anyways. What the hell? Might even try to train today. But that being said, I saw a story that came across my Facebook page a few days ago. I've been meaning to cover it, and I want to talk about it for a bit today, and I'll link it down below. And this is one of those where it really is creating mixed feelings, and I see a lot of people in the bodybuilding and fitness world saying that's inspirational. And when people see this as inspirational, I do understand what they mean of that it shows a certain amount of discipline. But by that same token, it also shows the problem oftentimes with the mentality in the bodybuilding world and people actually allowing bodybuilding, when they're not going to ever make a living off of it, to be an all-consuming passion and become a potential negative in their life. And that's this homeless 50-year-old bodybuilder who is prepping for a bodybuilding show. And here's the reality of it, guys. This is a guy who, yes, he is prepping for a bodybuilding show, and it should be considered impressive that he's able to do what he's doing while living out on the streets. He sleeps on the street, lives on the street, doesn't have a home. But put that into perspective. This is a guy who, one, says he has liver disease. Well, I can tell you probably why he has liver disease. It's generally either alcohol or drugs in his past, or the fact that he looks like he does at 50 years old, while using very ineffective training methods. Because you see a lot of his training in that video. He doesn't really know how to train. His training is ineffective, yet he looks fantastic, has way more muscle mass than he should have at his age, while being that lean, even if he did train right. But he doesn't. It means he's probably been using a lot of oral steroids, because the doctors have diagnosed him with liver disease at this point. On top of that, the guy has all these piles of supplements there. And so put that into perspective. This person essentially, rather than try to improve his lot in life and get a home and try to get some stability, he is choosing to spend all of his time training using, again, relatively ineffective, terrible methods. He seems to just train all day out on the street. Very clearly spending his money on drugs, very clearly spending his money on large amounts of supplements. The little bit that he has, here's the problem with that. He's disciplined only in one area, just his obsession. And the reality is his overall life and probably his health and his quality of life would be so much better if he applied that discipline to something else. And I'm not trying to judge there, because I get it that each person needs to do their own thing in life. I totally get that you got to do what makes you happy. But this is a person who's led a more of a self-destructive life. His health's deteriorating. He's got liver disease. He's living out on the street. He has a legacy left behind. He says he has a son and he has grandchildren. He's leaving them no type of legacy. If he's got liver disease and he's living out on the street, he's not going to be around in another 10 years. So he's going to die off early, leave his son, his grandchildren, no money, no grandfather. And he's not going to have anything to show for it, because he's only building something that's temporary, his body, and it doesn't have a lot left given those factors. He's not going to be doing this much longer. And yet it's become his all-consuming goal that consumes his life to the point to where he spends everything that he has probably on supplements, on drugs, lives out on the street. I'm sorry, I just can't see that as a positive thing. And maybe I'm the one who's crazy here. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just can't see that as a positive or an inspirational thing. And even the issue of, when people say, well, what he's done is impressive, and I would say, maybe not, because again, he doesn't even train correctly. He doesn't know how to train. He's only probably achieved what he has because of years and years of the drugs and just doing any type of training. It's not necessarily that impressive, because again, he's not training hard. He doesn't know how to train correctly. So when you put that in perspective, I see this as more of something that we could use as a negative example to use in the fitness world to show guys, don't let this become your whole obsession and focus in life. There is more to life than working out and getting ripped and getting jacked. There is more to life than that, guys. There's a whole world out there outside of that. Go live your life. I'm not saying don't be passionate about your training. I'm passionate about my training and my powerlifting, but you have to have a life outside of that. Don't let it put you in an early grave and leave no one anything. Don't let it leave you penniless and homeless and have nothing to show for it, just so that you can live your obsession. Unless, of course, that's what really makes you happy. I suppose if that's what makes you happy, though, do your thing. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative. And I will talk to you guys next time. But let me give you guys a bicep shot before I go. Oh, Mount Vesuvius.